You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
Chaos.
Sorry for being
It was
so
the
late.
fucking Elmo Chaos meme. I killed so many people. I got a machine gun.
What does it mean?
Assault rifle, I should say.
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out.
I like how I approach this guy wearing fucking Soviet camouflage as he's trying to defect to the US.
You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the army.
It's not a very good name. It did not catch on. Barely had one comic issue run.
Since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West.
He does kind of look like Alfred, yeah.
Resistance and criticism from hawks in the army.
He's pretty old, to be fair. Like,
Khrushchev has managed to suppress the
he was probably born in like the 1920s.
But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him
Oh no, probably like, because he looks like he's in his 60s, and this is the 60s, so he might have been born in the 1910s.
Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
You know what's funny, New? Is like, if I was actually good at these games, if I was as good at these games as much as I love them, this stream would be much more boring. It'd be a perfect stealth run where nothing goes wrong ever.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would
Yeah,
seem.
so we're dealing with a Soviet power struggle. We want Sokolov back in the US. But there's also two factions within Russia that are fighting over him to get him to finish his work.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts.
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
So I was thinking when I was trying to get into this room, like, man, why can't I just use the hatch under the floor and go up? And it's like, oh, because that's under the bed. And you can't access that until later when the bed gets
Major,
moved.
This is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Can't say the
Good
same
work,
for myself.
Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I had to kill them. There was no other way. But no one will know we were involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get
Ah,
Sokolov
yes,
out
a
of there.
weak signal. That's definitely the explanation. I'm sure the boss is fine and definitely on a submarine right now. Sokolov trying to copy our style. So it's funny, if you... No, yeah, it is the same type of soldiers. Regardless of whether you perfect stealth it, or you go in guns blazing, this happens exactly the same way either way.
So this is the legendary boss.
Huh?
Huh? We meet at last.
Oh my god.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a Gru soldier doing here?
I forget what those are called. It's like an ascot, but like larger. I guess it's a scarf. Looks like such an asshole.
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Ocelot. These guys don't know what an ocelot is. It's an American wildcat. You know what? In retrospect, it's weird that he doesn't have a revolver from the beginning. Because he's wearing cowboy spurs. He doesn't even have a horse.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the Gru.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
Gru operatives?
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
I know the idea is that, like, it's, like, intermittently going into slow-mo, and it's hard to tell when. But it makes these guys look insanely incompetent. They had Snake dead to rights. And they didn't even get one shot off. Like, oh no, the Ocelot unit. Oh, they're fucking pussies. Ah, that pun was not on purpose.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yes, he did. I'm not sure how I'm gonna kill this guy. Because I don't have any lethal weapons. Oh, no, that's not true. I do. I picked up the machine gun.
Major.
I was gonna
do
say,
you
because
read
I've
me?
used the
read
explosive
you.
barrel already.
Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan,
A GRU colonel?
part of an internal Soviet
Man,
power struggle.
I
according
know
to
why they did
Sokolov.
it this way. It
Something
fits
between
the
the KGB
timeline and
and
aesthetic,
GRU,
but
between Khrushchev's
god
supporters
damn
and
do I
Volgan.
miss MGS1
Sokolov was being
codex.
guarded by the KGB and hunted
They
by
still
GRU.
look the best out of all of
Snake,
them.
it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself.
Like, even with
I'll catch up to him.
MGS4, with like
We're
its
counting on
really
you.
highly detailed models and like a full unfiltered window, I'd still rather have the animated codec faces. And yeah, the barrel's gone. That would have been perfect if I had saved it, because you just go up here and boop, doop, doop, doop. All right. Say goodnight.
You've created a time paradox. Snake, you can't go changing the future like that.
Oh my god. Okay, so I just realized something. That wasn't the Major's voice. That was the Colonel from MGS2 and 1. He's not even a character in this fucking game. Oh my fucking god, it rolled underneath the... I found a mousetrap. Because of course an ocelot would have the means to catch a mouse. Well, this is my only opportunity to use it, so... I've got a fucking anti-personnel sensor and a sonar, and I haven't been using them. Because I'm stupid. Oh no, it's considered a weapon, because you throw it. Well, you place it, like a C4. Let's actually get a look at that. Look, it's a little cheese. Rator is the Ratora. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, and there's no dog tags or anything to collect. I like that they actually went through the trouble of having all the bodies be laid out where they should be from the cutscene. And, like, only this guy has been put to sleep because he was the only one hit with a dart. Yeah, you catch anything? Probably not. I think it puts like it just puts the food item on top of the trap when you do that. Let's change our camo. I have, because it's the only way to catch the legendary snake. The Tsukiyomi or whatever it's called. You know the area right before the cave where you meet up with Ava after the torture thing?
Okay. Those
That
men
area
ocelot
has them.
units.
Yes, that thing.
Yes. The best crew has to offer.
It's in that area, and it's not physically in-game, so the only way to catch it is
finished.
with the mouse
Calm
traps.
down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
There it is. The metal... Wait, no, that doesn't qualify.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes.
We
The
might need to
Shagahog.
broaden our definition of Metal
Dreaded
Gear a bit.
behemoth.
Can we just say it's a
Capable
mecha?
of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of phase 1.
I think I remember seeing a breakdown once of like the practicalities of a Metal Gear and like how it's just outclassed by technology we already have.
If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War.
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly.
Alright, but the best that I can do is a 17-hour flight
Got it. Let's
with
go.
a layover in Japan. I'm surprised with all the things Sokolov goes through is that he was able to hold on to that fucking monocle. Like, the whole point of the chain is that it's actually really hard to keep that fucking thing on your face. Boss, how'd you get here so quickly? From the submarine.
Boss?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
You know, while it does have some really cool gameplay applications, the real purpose of that bridge is just for this scene, because it's cool as fuck.
Hornets.
My friends, Let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself.
It's crazy to me in retrospect that they were just immediately down to defect. Like, only she needed to do it,
raining blood.
but like, they were all down to immediately abandon ship.
Is he crying?
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
Oh, fuck. Can you ban them, please, Dash? Thank you.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss.
Well,
what
Boss
is
does,
this?
but like, I don't know about the other
Defecting
Cobra
to
units,
the
because they don't
Soviet
actually have
Union.
that much characterization.
Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads.
It's a shame we never did get that World War II Cobra unit game.
These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras.
I'm 30.
He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
She really just dissed us for not having a gimmick.
Think you can pull the trigger?
You think you're ready for WWE SmackDown? Not with that weak ass shit. What the hell does Naked Snake even mean? You should be like, oh, I've got it. The hunger.
He's seen my face. We can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
No. Don't fall for it. Why?
The new blood has been rejected. Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
She looks really weird without the bandana. I think I'm just used to her haircut that she has later.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Oh, I think we've got another secret coming up, actually. Gonna hold R1 and see what we get. Medic, get your parachute. Snake, we've been over this.
Snake,
Solo
can you
mission.
hear me?
Yeah, just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with
Apparently
me.
she's from Boston.
I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major,
I don't know what the Boston accent sounds like.
boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay,
That
here we
implies
go.
he knows.
First, open the survival
Even though we
window
haven't
with the
talked to him
start button.
before during that time.
If you select Cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone. And
So the funny thing
lacerations on your
about this
upper arms,
like
right elbow,
Cure
and
menu
abdomen.
unlocking is that
They
like
need to be fixed using
you're
surgical
technically
treatment.
stronger during the virtuous mission because you don't
Move
have
the
to
healing
deal with
cursor
injuries
the
at
left
all.
stick
They're
to the
just not a
affected
thing.
part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window
They
button
do
and
just
use
know
the
everything
left
that
stick
happens,
to
don't
select
they?
the medical item
One of
and
those
then
just
press the enter
weird
button.
things of like we're somehow
With this
monitoring
method,
you
can
even though
use
you're
items
using
to
a
help
simple
the recovery
radio.
process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do
I like how if
everything
you look
I
in the
mentioned,
tutorial
wound should
window
heal
really
completely.
closely, he just has 999
Understood?
of everything.
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival
He's
room
better
and treat those
supplied than the
wounds.
vast majority of hospitals. So, that's what I wanted to see. So, you can't see it too well unless you do like the camera panning or you have third person view. But there's just a skeleton over there. And I'm pretty sure that is the Sorrow. Because the boss literally killed him on the exact same bridge. Alright, so cut. Serum, antidote C. Nope, we want to be using this. So, want... Nope, no. We want suture, bandage, and disinfectant. And septic. Okay, yeah. Cut. This is another cut. A lot of cuts. You could see this game suffered from a number of cuts. Alright, so septic. Nope, this is the wrong one. Broken bone. That requires a splint and a bandage. And another broken bone, so splint and bandage. Oh yeah, this scene. This one's a little fucked. I knew this would come in handy.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon.
His survival from that drop was so unlikely that, like, the boss was really just ready to kill him, I guess. I mean, as we've established, my snake's not that tough. It's kind of insane that he survived that fall, really. It's also, like, another thing that I'm thinking about is, man, the removal of rations completely changes how these games work. Because, like, you could die so easily in 1 and 2 because every enemy attack did huge chunks of your health. But in this, it barely hurts you, but you have no easy way to heal. Yeah. No, I don't know about that, Dash. 1 bullet's usually enough for me. Oh God, look at him, he's like a fiend.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
The idea that she would be on his own aircraft and he doesn't even know.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
If Snake wasn't sterile before... Oh shit, I should be... Whatever, that's actually, I think, for a different save file, whatever. But I need to remember to rotate my saves. Yeah! Okay, yeah, so right stick moves the little soldiers around. Right click, changes what they are. Left stick makes the fucking credits unreadable. R1 is the Snake Eater button. You know, a thought occurs to me, Dash. So it's very obvious that Kojima loves James Bond, right? That's the thing that goes without saying at this point. With like the tuxedo costumes and this. None of the Metal Gear games are even remotely like a James Bond movie. Like, at all. Like, these are like military. These are way closer to like a Tom Clancy like thriller. I suppose the only part that's like definitely a James Bond influence is just the eccentric characters. Like, we can't just have a regular villain, he's got to be like a fucking weirdo with a gimmick. Well, until you get to the Daniel Craig films, and then it just becomes really boring. Who even is the fucking villains in the Daniel Craig films? I know Mads Mikkelsen's in one. And he like used a coin purse to smack his ball sack. That's all I can remember.
Currently flying over the Arctic Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point. Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter
that's pretty good, Dash.
We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard.
Who?
This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again, waiting for the firing squad. So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This fox is still one step ahead of the hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We've still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban. This morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No. Something even bigger. Yesterday, the White House received an unexpected call.
President Johnson?
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB 754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your predecessor, I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard then. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin? Of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss. She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war. In Russia, you know her as Voyevoda.
You mean the Boss? The mother of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The Boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells?
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. Serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
But Sokolov's research facility was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the Boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Yes, that's correct.
And the American government denies any involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's correct. We were not involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in a violation of our airspace. And yet you say it was not acting under your orders.
That's correct.
You expect me to believe that this was all the work of a single soldier?
I don't know what else to tell you.
The Army insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you. However, I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government. You have 1 week.
You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence?
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week. And if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if we can't prove our innocence?
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
I leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Disposal?
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right. The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
That's it?
Oh, hey.
Also put us in
Who
touch
put
with
that
a couple
there?
of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
You know, it seems like a design flaw to put the pod on top of the plane and have to turn upside down to drop it
Control.
instead of just putting it on the
Unidentified
bottom.
aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet. It's fast. Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
You know, I know that Khrushchev said he didn't have much control over the military these days, but I am shocked we are having to worry about this at all. Like, this is a sanctioned mission. There had to be an easier way to get Snake into Russian airspace. Literally just leave the fucking door open. Take a commercial flight. People do that. Alright, now hopefully Snake didn't drop his fucking bag this time. Nope, there it is. Also, hey Chibi, how do you like my camouflage? I don't mean Snake's camouflage, I mean my camouflage.
This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time. Rescue
I
Sokolov.
really tried. I
Find out
couldn't
what's
find a
happened
way
to
to
the
do
Shagohod,
it.
then destroy it. And finally, eliminate the boss.
I tried drawing the tiger
boss.
pattern on the
This
face
mission will be
paint, but
codenamed
like,
Operation
I'm not a good
Snake.
artist.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what are the CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most
Oh,
auspicious choice.
so it says Major Tom right now. Let's see if it
Well,
changes
the truth
again.
is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel. The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
But
But I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I
So
watched
what
the
you're
movie
saying
again
is
just to make
that
sure.
you jinxed the
In fact,
mission.
I even
Gotcha.
ordered the actual film from the movie company.
yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right then. Major
Yep,
Zero
there you go.
it
It
is.
updates in real
We'll
time.
start over from square one.
From square 0. My frequency
Ah,
is
I see what you did there.
140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Is this her last chance too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate.
It's really not.
Her
They're gonna
frequency
put us to
is
death.
the same as during the Virtuous mission. 145.73.
She can find another job, goddammit.
She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also
Hell,
the
these
same.
days,
140.96.
losing your medical license never stopped anyone.
And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and
Ugh,
equipment
just made myself
technology.
sad again.
You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How'll I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and Lali Lule Lo.
Lali Lule
I forgot that's where it
Gotcha.
came from.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission.
I guess they did
Be
set it up in
careful, it's
advance.
noisy.
I mean, it's
I
a bit
thought standard
abrupt the
Fox
way that
procedure
4
was
presents it.
procure on-site weapons
But,
acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time.
yeah,
Now
they
on
did
an
stop.
official
They did
mission
set
of
up
the
in
United
3
States
that like
government.
the Major
It will be
and
necessary to make your
the
presence
Major
known
is a
to
member of the
certain extent.
Patriots. That was all his
The
idea.
Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
Alright, so stalking is on, which means safety is off. So, to catch you up, Chibi, we learned that my emulator has a weird problem, alright? So, if I were to grab an enemy like that and hold them, I will immediately slit their throat, just instantly. And if I hold a machine gun, I will just start firing as soon as I hold the button down. By pressing... Yeah, it does look pretty great, doesn't it? By pressing the touchpad, I put it into low pressure mode, which means I can grab people safely. Not on a PS5 controller, no. Because it's emulating the PS3 version, it expects you to control it to be pressure sensitive, but it's not. So I press the touchpad, and that toggles it into low pressure sensitivity mode. And so now I can grab people safely. But, for whatever reason, I do not know why, the D-pad to use stalking, like the slow motion, that will just not work. Which means what I have to do is I have to sneak up on people, grab them, and then immediately press the touchpad so that I don't kill them. It's a very jank solution, and it's why I'm thinking I might want to dig out one of my PS3 controllers and use that. Because the PS3 controller does still have pressure-sensitive buttons. There is an alternative solution someone presented, which is using the triggers for square and circle. And fuck that. I tried. I can't get used to it, especially not with how it changes the menus. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. The snake is dead because it dropped and immediately died. Or did it? Yes, no, it did. Nice. Okay, so these videos are like random. There's no guarantee of them playing. I was kind of worried we'd get through the whole game and never see one. Really, Snake? You're gonna eat it raw? I never thought about how absurd that is, actually. That, like, he's eating most of these animals raw.